What's up guys, my name is Jace and let's play Vampyr. So we learned in the last episode that I am, oh boy, seriously underleveled here. So I think the point of this episode is going to find somebody that we can heal up and then fucking munch on. So that's what we're going to do. I was thinking the gentleman that we saw getting stab happy, let's see what he's up to and if we can like further how much experience he'll give us. I think he's over here. Yeah, this fucking wingnut. Alright, you, talk to me.
Hey, Doc.
Oh, you like me now. Okay. Details. So yeah, we can mesmerize him already. Details. So, one hint. He is recovering. Personal questions. How long have you... Oh, okay.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
Justice will find you. We must all pay the price. Prepare to die soon. We must all pay the price.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Okay, so we just learned he's the leader of the local gang. No, shit. Okay, so we got another hint. Hint required, hint required. Okay, so maybe we can't eat this guy. Let's see. Clay murdered the brother of the man who tried to kill him. Clay intended to remain a gang leader after his recovery. Oh, so he might be useful for other missions then. God damn it, I can't eat him. Like, I can, but it might be unwise. You still dying over here? Oh, you've got a headache. Join the fucking club. Okay.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Okay, so not gonna eat him. God damn it. Who are we gonna eat? We can't eat the old lady that I really want to kill. She's a bitch. I'll leave you guys alone. Sorry, my bad. There's some freaky ass positions going on in that place. I still haven't talked to everybody in this wing, I believe. So let's start talking to some of these people. Sodium hypochlorite solution. Excellent. You can never have too much of sodium hypochlorite. That is the exit. Why'd you die? I was hungry. Can I talk to you?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
It's, did you put it in a fire? Tell me about yourself. Doctors are arguing about this hospital.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing
collar.
before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Oh, I can't eat him. He's nice.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Because there's something...
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails. not flesh and bones.
So, what happened? Hint, 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 hint. Okay, so I gotta go talk to the doctors to get more hints about this gentleman.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Did I already talk to you?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
Yes, I did.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Details, level 2 mesmerize. Maybe I can eat him. How painful is your throat?
How painful is your throat,
I already
Mr.
did this.
Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Okay, yeah.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Okay.
Don't waste your time
who
with
are you?
me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your
Okay.
son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Tell me about yourself.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you that rich? What are you doing in
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Oh,
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
and that's why you buy insurance. Complaints about your reception?
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
I really love the
What
echo
gave
they
you
throw
such a
into
bad
the hints.
first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins,
Yeah, he's
seemed
also
to
my
have quite a
gunsmith, so don't
dubious
fucks around.
attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Oh. Is Miss Pippa doing some fucking sneaky under the table? See, like, that's the thing. We're gonna get an initial impression of all of these characters and, like, kind of flesh them out from their own point of view. And then you're gonna hear about, like, the shit that they don't tell you. So it's gonna be like somebody that seems like really nice, upfront, and forthcoming is just gonna be like, that sly son of a bitch. Snack time. So, we're gonna kind of
She charged you
figure out where
for a
we're gonna
bed.
go.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Okay, so now we're gonna go talk to Pippa.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, personal questions. All hints required. But there's 4 hints, so you got some shady shit in skeletons in your background. You're level 4. Okay,
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
so we're gonna go talk to Pippa. And I think this episode is basically just gonna be like talking to the doctors that I haven't gotten to yet. That kind of thing.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Okay, a little suck up-ish, level 4, 2000. About the hospital.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Again with the blood transfusion. Do you need my help?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research. yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if
That is
you
the
went
face of
personally
an
to his
unimpressed
shop,
man.
what with your reputation and
can't-
all,
I
he
can't
wouldn't
get
dare
it.
to refuse the products I
Goddamn.
need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain
Okay.
about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm
The ways
convinced
they
it's
like
the future.
hit that off, it's like very on the head. Tell me about your experience.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
That seemed a little sketchy.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
He seems rather chipper for somebody in the middle of this pandemic, especially considering he's got to be overworked. Looking at his character model, I can actually see bags under his eyes. That's a nice attention to detail.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Okay. And, okay. Okay.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna say you must remain neutral, but clearly I'm not neutral in this. Like, I'm pressing people for questions to figure out shit.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man
Oh,
who
that
did
guy
not
over
even
there?
take time to converse with
Oh,
his
he's gone.
patient.
Do you think keeping his
Just like
distance
that.
was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
That's fair. Anything else up here? No, okay.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
Dr. Strickland.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Okay, this guy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Okay. That's fair. Thoughts on, do you have a problem with me?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
He don't like me.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
That's kind of fair, right? I want to get
If
the
you
other
have a
choice
problem,
here, so-
Dr.
I know there is no...
That is...
Here we go.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea,
Whoops.
but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation, they're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
That's fair. Okay, so it's kind of a pain in the ass that I kind of got to go back through certain things, but...
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey
He's just
Fiddick
having
needs
a bad time
delicate
of the day.
surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Is your rivalry blinding you? Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Trust your judgment. You will assume the consequences. It's a conservative point of view.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
See, I actually like him more because, like, he's sticking to the rules for the patient's sake. Now, I get you got to push the boundaries, like he said, but in this case, this guy, his arm is hurt. He works with his hands. He's a carpenter. That's how he provides for his family. So, like, his arm is worth more than pretty much, well, anything to him, right? Like, he can't bring home bread and butter if he doesn't have it. So erring on the side of caution here might be best. I have proved my value as a practitioner. Bad memories of your military service. Oh, so he's
I don't know
military
what
man.
you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Save many lives. Knowledge is our main weapon. No reason to justify my actions to you. See, like, going down with this option, this bottom one here, is literally you're just stop gating it. Like, it's really good to have a Discord going here. A lot of people think that because if somebody disagrees with you, therefore they are against you. And I really don't believe in that. What I do believe is that if you're on opposite sides of, like, an idea or a thought or a course of action, having the Discord, the back and forth, and weighing pros and cons objectively and not letting it get heated is the way to go. A lot of people let their emotions run and the wanting to be right to be, like, their foremost priority. So that leads to a lot of shit. So I have saved many lives, where knowledge is our main weapon. So, see, this is ego talking. and it would be my go-to, but I do really think my choices are going to start mattering more and more, especially in these small little discords in between characters. So I'm going to go with knowledge as our main weapon.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon, and it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative, it is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
Okay, so we're going to ask him about his service.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Okay, so I'll see if he wants to check up.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Okay, so anything else here? No. Alright, so actually I like him better
Thank you for your
than
time.
the other doctor.
We'll talk later.
And I'm kind of like erring on the side of caution. Also, the texture here on this bed is... Like, as I move, it gets like those black dots. It's just so bad. Okay, let's grab this shit. Picklunk, codeine, perfect. I'm gonna need some of that. No, oops. I always mix these two up. I don't know why. Okay, Pippa. Have I talked to you? Yeah, you're the zealot. Okay, Pippa.
Good evening, Nurse.
We got some words
Good
to
evening,
have.
Dr. Reed.
Okay, details. Level 3. And then your life in London. Personal questions.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
Proud of what you've achieved, that this is unacceptable. Patients need you.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Okay, so new hint available. So I got all the hints, but she is the one that took money. Isn't
What
she?
steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
What about Milton? Lost faith in your oath. Talk
And what
Milton.
about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
No, please don't bring that into this. Okay, hint required. How's the situation here? How's the staff coping? I think I've...
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Change your attitude, you are right. You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Get a grip. The Spanish flu won't last forever. I want to tell her to get a grip, but...
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you.
pretty fucking close.
But what if this epidemic
Just
was
about wiped
worse?
out Europe.
What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a checkup on her.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
And then
How is the
Damn.
Pembroke staff coping with the
Give me some
epidemic?
gossip.
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Okay, so we can go talk to Milton after this again.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Chat's enough with me. Okay, personal questions. Leaving. You want? Okay, so I need the last hint. But it says I got all the hints. Question mark? Maybe I gotta
Goodbye,
talk to somebody
Nazgul.
else before I can go to the last hint. And I think that's about the money. Citizens. If I go here. Pippa saves beds for patients who can pay. Yeah, so she's maxed out. I can get 3 grand for her, but I can't mesmerize her yet. Social circle him. Okay. There are a couple. So I really thought I would be able to talk to her about it. See if I can do the treatment for the headache and get it to him. And I have still one person I've yet to talk to. You're the zealot again. So I said I'd go talk to Milton. In the name of mercy, they depend on you. Nurses are needed now. Inquire at the nearest appointments office of the Ministry of Labor and National Service, or write to
Giant morgue
15 Kingsway.
disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
Oh,
Damn,
yeah, the burn
the
guy.
pain.
I feel bad
Here
for him.
again.
Like, I feel like ending him would be a mercy killing. Okay. Small bottle. I can go for a small bottle of whiskey right now. Bottoms. Okay, so let's go make that cure for fatigue. See, I really don't like how the camera acts. Alright. Like, it's really not fluid. Which is, like, right now, like, other than the, like, combat being a little janky, that's my main concern, is just the camera mechanics are bad.
It's locked.
You're a fucking vampire. Tear it the fuck apart. It's a wooden box. It looks like a goddamn cardboard box. Okay, anything I can grab in my room? Okay, it's just reflection. Not let you down, my boy.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Quick, to the tap. Come on, let's splash some water on that flower. Do I gotta get like a canteen and have like a watering minigame? That'd be great. Just like grab the controller and like start pouring water. Use them DualShock 4 motion controls to the fullest. Fatigue, anemia, sepsis. Oh, I don't have it yet. Clove essence. Okay, see, that watery rich blood sample. Okay. Light blood serum. Regenerates 60 blood points instantly. Okay, cool. Cold, bronchitis, pneumonia. I still don't have the headache here. Tits. Okay. So I still gotta find that. It's weird that like one of the first things you run into is a headache and you can't cure it right away. I think the blueprint for that would be in like one of the first rooms. Okay, we said we were gonna go talk to Milton, so let's go do that. Let's see what the fuck. I really don't like the fact that Pippa takes money. Opium. Oh, hell yes. That's right. The early 1900s. Opium dens. Ah, it was a good time. Mostly it was the late 1800s, but... Milton, my man.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Let's trade. Personal questions. Nurse Hawkins is thinking of quitting. Question.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Okay.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Okay. Details. Details. No,
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Okay. Life in London. Mediocre reputation.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
That's fair. Why is this still...
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's...
Oh.
During the war, I witnessed a few
did I back
couples
out?
just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
So you guys split. Uh-huh. Okay.
Goodbye, Milton.
Okay, so I furthered that a little bit. Clay's over here. I really think leaving Clay alone is the most prudent idea.
Good evening, Dr. Timmons.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
No.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Yeah, because I didn't remember hearing anything about him. Okay, so we're learning some shit. I did get a side quest, so maybe I'll do that. I know if I talk
Good
to
evening,
you,
Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
yeah, personal questions. No. Huh. Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
So I'm pretty much well caught up on everybody, I think, ish.
Simpletons, these nurses.
This guy I brought in.
It's here again.
Crazy vampire chick?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
No, ditto. Can I have a taste? Tell me about Thomas Elwood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Don't cough in public, by the way. You plan to make him a vampire, or are you romantically involved?
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm
So
not that
she
cruel,
sees it as a
Doctor.
curse, not a gift. So she made up this fantasy where she's a vampire, but it's not a good thing.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Okay, so we've got everything there.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
Okay,
To your
so I
nocturnal
think we're gonna go
activities.
talk to Elwood next, but I am going to leave this video here for now. And we'll continue talking to people and hopefully snack on somebody next episode. There is quite a bit of story exposition to get through, so it's going to be a little slower for the next couple episodes. Kind of happens. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you can. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.